Haze, do you still want to be a part of Seaside?
I mean, that's exactly the problem that I see right now, and I'm trying to get every side here, and just to say it straight out, you know, when you have a crush on somebody, and you're looking in their direction, and you know you feel like, yeah, that's somebody I want to be with, and you ask them out, and in 2 months nothing happens. Yeah, that's me right now. I talked to so many of you, to some people multiple times.
Till day.
I didn't even get a no.
And what did I tell you every
that...
time I talked to you?
Okay, then, you know.
Mr. Haze, I don't really know you. You don't really know me, really. But I will tell you one thing, right? I know this isn't a gang or whatnot, right? But I'm sure there's some people in this circle. You said 2 months, right? I'm sure there's some people in this circle that have waited 5, 6 months just to get some shoes on their feet.
I'm gonna give you that rundown. That I've been around a lot of people that are trident higher ups before they split with the Vogels.
Yeah,
so just to put that in perspective, I'm a senior attorney. I know that I need a certain distance to people to do my job properly. But this city, you know, things change. 5 seconds here, or 5 minutes here, or half a lifetime somewhere else. And I've always been close to a lot of people in Seaside. They know that I'm a person that will try to move rocks, mountains, buildings, whatever he can to help them. And as for a lot of people, they look for a place to call home, a family. But you know what I saw in the past now? You're drifting away from being a family. And you might gonna be in a thought that you're still a family, and that's why I need all the sides. Things that been said here and things that I've heard, it's not a family. And you need to go back to the way that it was and become a family again, because if this is going to be a gang, you can say as much as you want you're going to be stronger when people like Han, Rex, and Ash leave, but I told that to Nick. It's one thing cutting out a cancer to make you healthy again, but if you're cutting out the heart, you're probably going to die.
Do you think it'd be, you know, motivational for us to sit here and say, you know, us losing them is disasterful and whatnot? Oh, we're trying to move forward. By saying that is doing nothing but keeping us in the same place. I'm sure we all know in this circle right now that losing them 3 doesn't make us any stronger. But are we going to sit here and, you know, moan about it and, you know, talk about how bad it is? No, we're trying to move forward. No, we're trying to encourage yourself 1 foot forward at a time.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you, James. You can be a gang, but it can also be a family at the same time. And yes, I get where you're coming from about like the whole heart thing, but in this city, power in general is you know, is the truth, but it's people who can win wars, you know, people who can bring business and stuff like that, right? We still have all of that. We didn't lose anything. And then on top of that, the heart is, it's just not 3 people, you know. It's the person next to me, it's the council, it's Benji, KJ, you know, even the hangarounds. That's what makes Seaside whole, not just 3 individuals.
Yo, can I just say something? All this family, gang, crime organization, motorcycle club, whatever the fuck, Why that shit gotta matter, bruh? That shit don't matter at the end of the fucking day. It's the people who you got with you. Like that's all that's important. It's the people who you got with you. And at the end of the fucking day, every single fucking person here who's Seaside. OJ, I just met you, so I can't really talk much about you. But every single fucking person here, bro, I'll fucking die for. Like I don't get about this not family stuff. I don't care if you're gonna call it a family, a gang, or whatever. At the end of the fucking day, that shit don't matter, bro.
Okay. On top of that, just because you don't think we're a family, I promise you that every single person that has a flag or even hang-arounds or people that want to become Seaside, they can 100% tell you that they feel like this is a family. And to me, that's all that matters. I don't care if people don't think we're a family. As long as the person next to me or people that want to become Seaside, you know, feel like this is a family, that's all that fucking matters to me. I can care less about any other person outside of Seaside not thinking that we're a family.
And I joined Seaside because things are done a certain way. Now things are changing, definitely changing. They're not staying the same. But to say that it's not a family, it's a gang now, I see judgment. The thing you're doing right now is just, it doesn't seem fair, my man. With all due respect.
And on top of that, if you think that Ash, Rex, and Han were the heart of Seaside, I'm sorry, buddy, but you are not gonna ever wear a flag with that mentality.
You know, I wouldn't show up because Ash tells me his story. I will always come to the other side. I want to hear from everybody. But I hear stuff here that is hostile. I know how many times you guys come and it's like, Ash, can you do this? Ash, can you do that? And so on. And somebody will need to step up in the future because you're going to miss that. And that's why I'm saying there is the metaphor of if you cut the heart out or the cancer. I'm not saying that Seaside cannot exist with Ash. That's not what I'm saying. Somebody will need to step up and fill that hole. Maybe it's possible, maybe it's not. But this is up to every single individual in Seaside.
That's the thing.
But I also heard the phrase, we are stronger now than before. I'm torn here.
That's like, I don't want to cut you off, but we're stronger now. If I use that phrase, it's because we're building up again from being down. You're not using the phrase because you think you got rid of some people. Because the people who gone, they were a family. And we know what they have done for us. But when you are a part of something bad happened, you try to change it up. Try to look at the good side. Try to... How should I put this? Everything that's said is taken so literally. It seems like it's said because, oh, they left, now we are stronger. That's not the phrase that's going around. It's more about when bad shit happens, you mourn, you grieve, you get over it, you come together again, and usually after bad shit happens, the gang get closer. That's where the phrase come in. We're stronger now.
James, can I tell you one thing, right? You keep saying us cutting out the cancer, right? From what I've heard, from what it sounds like to me is we didn't cut out anything. Ash has been cutting herself out for the past months or so. Not being with us, being with others, hanging out with them every day. You might not know it as like a gang thing, but like when you have people around every day and part of your gang is hanging out, or a gang member is hanging out with, or a family member is hanging out with another group more than they're hanging out with their actual family, they're cutting themselves out. Whether that's just what it is.
You underestimate KJ.
She's happy when you're happy. And sometimes when she's down, she just needs somebody to tell her, you know, I appreciate you, what you've been doing for me. And it needs to be on the people that know you to force somebody if they don't want to hear it. And Ash is also stubborn. She will not, even if you call her and say, hey, you want to hang out? And she's like, yeah, I got something to do, but we can do that in like 30 minutes. And then she already did 20 other things and it slipped her mind. And you kind of need to force yourself to say, hey, let's hang out. I'm here. I'll pick you up, and so on. And I really believe that is what she was missing. And that's why that kind of split started.
I think that's where you're wrong. I get it from your point of view, but I promise you, like to begin with, it's a two-way street. You know, it's not just on us. You know, it's on her too. Because I promise you, a lot of us have invited her to things. She would just flat out say no, and then what do you, 10 minutes after, she's like, "I'll be back," and she'll be with Hydra.
You want to know a story? It was around about 2 weeks back. 2 weeks back. When everybody was on the gold panning craze and all that stuff. Ash, I don't know what she was doing. I forgot she was doing some other stuff, right? I didn't want to gold pan. I said, "You want to hang out?" Because I hadn't really hung out with Ash much. I asked Ash, "Do you want to hang out? Just get to know each other a little bit." I guess she goes, "I'm gonna handle some Jewel Dragon business," or ooh, I don't remember which one. Doesn't matter anyway. It's just something. She said 5-10 minutes. I'm going to sleep. I said, "All right, cool. I'll see you around tomorrow or something, right?" Hour later, I see a twat out by a Hydra member saying Ash is in Southside holding 200k in her pockets. Somebody come say hello. And I'm just like, it's happened more than once. And I don't want to put blame on Ash because I know, look, me and her aren't really, awake at the same time. So whatever. But I also did make effort to talk to her. And if that effort wasn't ever reciprocated, I also feel like, in my opinion, what she said about people not reaching out also falls on deaf ears on my end,
As far as reassuring her and telling her that we wanted her to be around, that happens a lot. Even the day she turned in her flag and chain, you had myself and Rex in literal tears, crying,
Yep,
telling
they
her
were.
we did not want her to go. This whole we pushed her out thing, it's simply not true.
Yeah.
There was even a day me and JJ hung out with Hydra. So we could be with her. And she ended up leaving us.
You know how many times I need to tell her and force feed stuff when it comes to business, or if I just want to hang out? I'm like,
Okay.
we need to do this, and she's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna present whatever topic it is, and she's like, yeah,
Nobody
sure.
here will
And then
force
I need
her. James.
Yeah, but
I wanna say something.
She's their leader.
That's the thing, right?
Nobody will force me to hang out with
but
anyone
not
here.
everybody leads the same way.
No, but it doesn't matter in the big picture because she's still their leader. You lead different ways and that's okay. You voice your opinion, that's okay. You're trying to hang out with the person, but the person don't want to. Of the brim of I've been trying a couple of times, maybe I tried 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. Then you kind of give up because you've tried. You are like, okay, well, if you want to hang with me, contact me, right? It's not a one-way street it's a two-way street when it comes to everything. And the thing is about when you are a part of something, like this family, like this gang, when you have a role of being a leader, nobody here will try to force her to be with them. Why? Because she's a leader. You look at it differently.
Okay, how about you look at it as your sister, as your family
Can I
member?
speak honestly?
How about I look at that? Yeah, I try to look at that as well.
To finish.
Go ahead, Ivan.
I'm just waiting when KJ and
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, you're saying about forcing, quote unquote, people, right? Forcing Ash to hang out and shit, and that's the point when it becomes funny to me, because as far as I'm aware, she doesn't like to do jobs. She doesn't like to do stuff that causes anxiety, because as she herself said that on more than one occasion, she doesn't deal with that very well. And I've seen that firsthand. She did the job with us once. I mean, yeah. And now people saying you're saying here that you've been told that she did a job with somebody and she didn't feel right because somebody was feeding into her anxiety, basically feeding into things. So there you see a result of someone trying to force her to do something with them and it going badly and leaving a bad impression. And that's just one thing. You see, it all comes down to a person and their position. Ash was a leader. I cannot force anything on Ash if she's my leader. I can ask her politely a couple times, maybe even pry a little bit, but I cannot
Agreed.
force her to do shit. She has authority over me. It's not it's not up to me to force her to do things. I cannot make her want anything. I cannot make her. She may be leading in her own way, but she cannot expect me as a fucking member, not even a council member, to force her to do anything. How am I supposed to? I'm out of line if I do that. And I think it happened before. Somebody tried to do something she didn't like. They stepped out of line, and she did say something about it. Now, lately, it's been. You see, when people are passionate about something and they really like something, say, I like robbing banks. Well, because I do, and it's an easiest example to bring out of the top of my head. And I want to rob banks. Trust me, if I don't get an opportunity, I'm gonna speak up about it. I'm gonna say, I want to do this, this, and this, and I'm gonna be passionate about it, and I'm gonna be gonna be voicing my opinion, and I'm gonna be very loud about it. Granted, people are different, but if you're not speaking about your issues, nobody knows you have an issue. And people here, there might be empathetic to a degree, but nobody here can read minds. And as much as I love Ash, as much as I do anything, as much as I would do anything to her back in the day, and I still do a lot of things for her now, I cannot read her mind. If she's feeling like shit about something, and I don't know, and she's not telling anybody, I will never know.
That is
And
fair.
that's the whole problem. You're not speaking to people about your problems. They will never know. Without knowing that there's a problem, there's no fixing it.
Yeah, and she was advocate about people speaking out and stuff, but like again, like she never did that. We never knew how she felt. And then the moment the first time we actually knew how she truly felt was when, she wanted to leave. So
If she had stayed longer and actually, like, tried to work out the issues, she would have seen how I spoke up about my issues and how everyone reacted and how things have changed already. But she decided to walk away.